Do you think one of the reasons they say we have one of the best, if not the best, constitutions in the world is because our constitution allows any chancer from anywhere in the world to benefit from this country?
Yeah, it does.
That's the number one reason.
I mean, come on.
It's almost, we're probably above America, because America was that. It was like, say, if you want to take a chance, America's the place for you. But it seems like South Africa is better than that.
I mean, a constitution that was influenced about Kissinger, about George Soros, what we expect. They crafted these things deliberately. When they went to Codesa, they negotiated these things with it. They shall be so,
Right to private property, even if you're a foreigner.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but I paid for it. You're like, no, we understand. But it's like, no, but your own constitution protects me as a foreigner in your land against your people.
Yeah, even now, when you're told go to the children of the undocumented must access school. Even Abopila,
they must access school, yeah.
They must access school because they're children. The rights of the children comes first, and all those things. So,
I don't even think it's even a born here, to be honest. I think the fact that they're here, that need to be accommodated.
So constitution here too. Yeah, so that can be changed.
I mean, I'm not even a proudly South African, but when laws don't make sense and seemingly oppress the people that it's meant to protect,
that's why
that
these
becomes
NGOs,
a problem.
They keep on winning. My courts, they win continuously. Whenever they advocate for the rights of the undocumented foreigners, because by as a court, you apply a broader, contextual interpretation, which is unfortunate. So our constitution is also betraying us.
You know what you're saying, so Hiti, because you will hear ANC people, whether it's in Gauteng, they're like, yeah, we're taking out these people out of the buildings, but now these NGOs are doing this thing.
Yeah,
so then it's like, why don't you go to the higher powers and say, amend this thing? So it's almost like, why are you doing this exercise of taking these people out of these buildings? If you know very well, you're going to lose the case. Then what is the point of it?
Buzu Gayton on Twitter, because every now and then he posts about foreigners. We'll mass deport. And I'm like, to Gayton, and look, he's in politics, they politic, it's what they do. But I always comment there because it's not so much for him, but for everyone else. What's the point of deporting if you haven't fixed the borders?
Yeah.
Because we can deport everyone tomorrow. It's nice. We bonke. And then there's still no fences and what. How are you going to stop that?
Even fixing the constitution, you deport and then 2 days later you've lost the case in court. Then what is the point?
And you have to pay them damages. There was a lady from Zimbabwe who got 17 million in Limpopo.
And interesting,
because she was denied healthcare at a public.
Yeah.
Undocumented foreigner in South Africa. Got 17 million rand.
An interesting angle that I wish to see, it's if we can have a willing government, declare a state of emergency, what do you call it? Something that they did during COVID. Disaster management. When it comes to the issue of legal immigration, declare disaster and then bypass maybe certain, acts, try to bypass the constitution, it will be interesting, but it will still be challenged. And then, we're at the mercy of the judges in the constitutional court. Somebody will challenge that and say, you know what, these guys are deporting us, in masses and droves because they've declared a disaster. Even the COVID, I thought that lawyers will take it, upon themselves. Because I spoke to lots of people, advocates, I spoke to attorneys and say, guys, let's just come up with a class act. This COVID thing is nonsense, it's a violation of our rights. It violates, every right, and it's so far away from common sense. But I want to chill. Cyril Ramaphosa.
By the way, I hate your industry. By the way, I think lawyers are the worst human beings in any society, and I've always been surprised by how lawyers and judges. You'll be sitting next to a lawyer and a judge watching an injustice on TV. We're watching the same thing, and I'm like, no, but that's wrong. Mbuze, Ntwana, that's wrong. Why don't you guys do anything? It's not my matter. Need to know you are meant to be the custodian of justice.
Yes.
But you keep quiet. You're like, well, until someone brings a case forward, we can do nothing. The reason I hate lawyers, by the way, second to lawyers are doctors, and then third are politicians. I know people think I know people think politicians are the worst. Lawyers are the worst because they're meant to uphold justice for everyone. They are meant to be the custodians of, if a president violates a child, if a mayor steals money, you're meant to say the lawyer and the judge are meant to be they're meant to play God. And the fact that they move with money means there'll never be justice, even when so-called politicians are wrong.
No, judges, they speak in court. They move in court. But within their confines, there are certain things that they can still do. Like for an example, where I have an issue with Raymond Zondo. Raymond Zondo, he was tasked in state capture. And, he stuck to the terms of reference. Like we've seen in Americana, where they said, we are not investigating the executive.
Because it's not in the terms of reference. Something as stupid as that.
Yeah, like
it's wrong.
That's why
but the terms of reference.
I made an example, Loguti. If somebody is charged with murder and you find the intention cannot stick, you can still find that person guilty of culpable homicide.
Yes.
And then you convict that person. That's why I had a problem with Zondo, because there was evidence brought forward. You could say, man, Cyril Ramaphosa, Naboshanduga, Eskom, Glenco involved, Busasa, Andile Ramaphosa. He ignored that.
Yes.
Hence last time I made an example. I cannot be I'm assigned to go investigate a robbery suspect or case. Then I see somebody raping along the way. Then I say, no, I'm only assigned.
It's not in my terms of reference.
It's not in my terms. I'm a police. I'm supposed to act. I must interpret the Constitution. All of us are interpreting the Constitution.